The list of countries operating 5th gen fighter jets is not too long. In fact, only 3 countries are officially operating fighter jets that are considered 5th gen. First being the US with F-22 Raptors and F-35 Lightning, then Russia with their Su-57 Felon, and then the latest candidate is China with their J-20 Mighty Dragon. Now the only 5th gen fighter jet that is exported to other countries is United States F-35 Lightning, and being the only one mass produced and used by ally nations, a lot of its shortcomings are exposed. Now guys, before getting towards the video, I just want to say that over 98% of you watching the content are not subscribed. Since we are in the early stages of the channel, your subscription would be really appreciated. And it's free. Thanks. Now towards the video. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is an American single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role combat aircraft that is intended to perform both air superiority and strike missions. It has been developed to fulfill the needs of Air Force and Navy, was meant to be jack of all trades, and has 3 variants officially currently in service. The F-35A is referred to as CTOL version. This stands for Conventional Takeoff and Landing. This description is intended to contrast it with the major distinction between it and B and C variants, which is how it is operated and deployed. Now F-35B is a FTOL version. This stands for Short Takeoff and Vertical Landing. This is a jump jet version that can operate out of very small airfields or off a deck of a carrier that do not have catapults. The final variant is the F-35C, that is the carrier variant. This one is intended for catapult launches and short trap landing with the hook. As you can imagine, 5th gen fighter jets are cutting edge of technology, and if anything goes wrong, it can be eye-wateringly expensive and time-consuming to sort. In the recent F-35B incident in Texas, footage revealed that one interesting aspect of the plane, an auto-eject feature that under certain circumstances may activate the jet's Martin Baker US-16E ejection seat without pressing the button. The F-35B is first seen hovering over the runway in the video. The plane begins to descend vertically at a relatively rapid rate as the video continues. The jet briefly touches down, and after then it bounces back into the air, suddenly pitches forward, and then quickly descends again, hitting the runway with its nose. The jet's nose gear breaks off due to forceful impact. The United States Air Force grounded its F-35 fighter jets in July because of a malfunctioning cartridge-actuated device, or CAD, inside the ejection seat, which would have prevented the pilot from safely ejecting from the aircraft in an emergency. The ejection seats in the aircraft have cartridge-actuated devices, essentially explosive cartridges, used to propel the seat out of the plane in an emergency. The manufacturer reportedly identified specific production lots of CADs used in the Martin Baker ejection seats as problematic and needed repairs, which caused panic among aircraft operators worldwide. Another big controversy surrounding the F-35 Lightning II unraveled in September, leading to US State Department abruptly halting deliveries of stealth fighter aircraft upon discovering a Chinese component in the aircraft. According to a statement released by the Lockheed Martin, a magnet in F-35's Honeywell manufactured turbo engine, an engine part was found to be made of cobalt and samarium alloy that is produced in China. However, the alloy was magnetized in the United States. When the revelation were made, it caused widespread concern about the security of the aircraft being compromised. Not just that, it exposed the loopholes in the supply chain and rattled Pentagon and the higher echelons in Joe Biden's administration. In the recent blow to the reputation of F-35 Lightning II, Israel grounded 11 of its F-35A stealth fighters on December 25. The decision was taken after the F-35 B crashed in Texas, reported by Jerusalem Post. According to the statement from the Israel Defense Forces, the decision to ground the Israeli F-35 aircraft was made after an initial examination revealed potential similarities between the Israeli fighter malfunctions and those that may have contributed to the crash of US fighters. The F-35 is unquestionably the cornerstone of the Israel Air Force, due to stealth components and capability to attack targets in hostile countries without being tracked down by enemy radars and defense systems. However, the incident earlier this month has rattled Jewish nation. Also, there were reports claiming that Israeli jets missed their target because of the robust electronic suppression by Russian electronic warfare, which disrupt the weapon systems of the Lockheed Martin F-35 jets. According to reports, neither aircraft could strike the target during the military drills which Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett attended. The report notes that this demonstrates the severe vulnerability of the 5th gen F-35 to electronic countermeasures. In November 2021, a British Royal Navy's F-35 B crashed into the Mediterranean Sea during takeoff from HMS Queen Elizabeth. The pilot was able to eject safely. The British F-35 mishap was reportedly caused by a rain cover getting sucked into the engine. The UK Defence Ministry, however, has not issued an official statement on the cause of the crash. Later, a video surfaced online that appeared to display the 5th generation aircraft slipping off the aircraft carrier's ski jump and crashing into the sea during a takeoff mishap. The F-35 unfortunately ran into many troubles last year. Before the hard-nosed landing of the aircraft in the US, an F-35 B Lightning II fighter jet was photographed parked in Okinawa, Japan, with its nose down on the road on 1st December. At the time of Japan incident, reports emerged that F-35B attached to the US Marine Corps had suffered a nose landing gear collapse at Kadena Air Base in Okinawa while being towed following an emergency landing. On October 4th, a South Korean lawmaker stated that the nation's F-35A fighter jets are labeled as operationally unready 234 times over 18 months because of malfunctions. The Air Force on its part acknowledged having troubles obtaining parts for defects in the aircraft. It also stated that it would strive to get them from the manufacturer. Not just that, a senior Australian journalist, Brian Tuhey, criticized the defense strategy review of Australian government that has recommended buying the 4th squadron of F-35 fighter jets. He argued the long history of costly problems of F-35 already acquired, while arguing that Australia should be asking for a refund and that the biggest mistake was to buy the plane in the first place. The effective combat radius of F-35A is approximately 1,000 kilometers, and with the aerial refueling, it might be increased to roughly 1,500 kilometers. The F-35A cannot travel to the South China Sea without aerial refueling. Even so, the availability of airborne tankers over contested airspace is questionable during a battle. Despite all of this, Lockheed Martin has made a fortune by selling these aircraft. What do you guys think of F-35? Does it justify the $1.7 trillion of R&D production and maintenance cost? Or that money was well spent somewhere else? Let me know in the comments section. I'll catch you later. Peace.